believe it was one early morning in April of 23 when I experienced the dark night of the soul. Some people call it the great winter. And it was the moment I could not physically get out of bed. I tried to stand up and my back wouldn't straighten. I was hunched over like a 90-year-old woman. I couldn't get myself dressed, couldn't bend over and put on my socks and shoes. I felt like my entire body was shutting down on me. And at that moment, that's when I realized I was at a breaking point and something was going to have to change. And so at that point, got on my computer and started searching natural ways of healing, Eastern medicine, trying to find some kind of self-healing retreat that I could go to because Western medicine was no longer working. I saw like 8 different specialists. No one could tell me what was wrong. I was on 16 pills, prescription meds a day, 8 in the morning, 8 at night, from the 8 different doctors. None of them could tell me what the root cause was or what was causing all of these symptoms, but they were just giving me medicine to treat the symptoms, which all of them had side effects and was actually making me sicker. My blood pressure was rising, my sugar levels was rising. I had gained 40 pounds because they had me on steroids for 4 months straight. And so my liver started malfunctioning. They were monitoring my kidney. So the Western medicine doctors was making my condition worse. And I literally felt like I was dying. So it was the dark night of the soul. So I found a retreat in Sedona, which was a self-healing retreat. And it was Monday and the retreat started on Thursday. And I had never been to Sedona. I was a little skeptical because I would be a woman traveling by myself in the mountains, and probably wasn't no black people there either. So I was extremely skeptical just because of, sex trafficking and all the things. So I found that there was a local satellite office here in Houston. I decided Tuesday morning, because this was Monday night, I decided on Tuesday morning that I would drive to that office, meet a real person, and talk about this retreat in Sedona, if it was legitimate or not. And so I did that, woke up Tuesday morning, met Master Marine, and we talked for 2 hours straight about all the things that were happening to me physically, health-wise. And she basically told me if I could get to Sedona on Thursday, then go. And so I went home, booked my flight immediately. And then the next day, Wednesday, I flew to Arizona. And I was in Arizona by Wednesday night, and then woke up Thursday morning, drove 2.5 hours to Sedona, and made it to the retreat. So it was an act of desperation and an act of, I have to do something to save myself. So when I arrived at Sedona, I had no idea what to expect, but I was completely open. I felt like Sedona was a calling. And then I show up and there's 8 other women from all over the country there and had a very similar story to me. And it was an act of desperation. We all were called to Sedona at the same time. So it was pretty amazing. So I just want to be clear, we're not talking about the spa day in Sedona or tourist attraction part of Sedona with the hiking and walking trails. No, we're not talking about that part of Sedona. We are talking about a place where you're isolated, you're in solitude, you're in the energy vortex, where there's so much energy coming from the ground that you can feel it vibrating in your bones. You close your eyes, you can see the waves, the energy waves. So it's one of the strongest vortexes in the world, next to India. And so the vortex is known to be a natural healing center. And so there are people all over the world who comes to Sedona. So when I'm driving down the highway, all you see is RV campers parked all along the road, like we're going to visit a UFO or something. It is quite the scene. And so, yeah, it's not the spa girls trip weekend Sedona, weekend of golf for the guys. No, it's not that type of retreat. This is first 3 days was detox. We were on a plant-based diet, 3 meals a day, no alcohol on site. We got started at 8 a.m. every morning. And so it was 12-hour days. I was there for 5 days. The first 3 days of detox, I was sweating profusely. Sweat was coming out of my pores in places I didn't even know I could sweat. And so I was taking 3 showers a day. And they told me the energy of the vortex was detoxing my body. And so for the first 2 nights, I couldn't sleep because there was too much energy. And they said that until I'm purified, I won't be able to sleep. And so I wasn't able to sleep till the 3rd day throughout the night. Basically, they're teaching you all these techniques to prepare the body for healing. You're learning how to release all of your negative thoughts, the negative voice inside your head, all the things that create stress and anxiety. You're taught how to release those things that may have been stored for decades. So you go all the way back to childhood, and the key is preparing the body for healing. And the only way you can do that is to release or all the blockages that are in your body, which causes inflammation, which causes chronic illnesses, autoimmune diseases. And so what I realized is that it was my brain creating this illness that was manifesting and showing itself physically because I had been neglecting myself for many, many years. And the last 6 years, my body has been trying to tell me that I have not been taking care of it and that I've been putting everyone first and myself was always last. And my body was telling me every day for 6 years with the hives and the swelling, and I was ignoring it. For 6 years, I ignored my body. Well, longer than that, but for 6 years, it's been trying to tell me. And what I was doing was asking a doctor to give me a pill. Give me a pill so I can manage these symptoms, so I can keep working. I can keep taking care of the family. I can keep climbing the ladder at work and keep pouring into my kids and helping them chase their dreams and supporting the household, supporting the husband, supporting friends. I was supporting everyone else and taking care of everyone else. And so I just asked for a pill. Just keep giving me the pill so I don't have time. I don't have time to take care of what's happening to my body. That was the mentality for 6 years. For 6 years, I was not paying attention. You could say I was asleep. And the body was trying to tell me for 6 years, and I wasn't listening. I was not listening. And so I didn't listen until it did something else, which basically said, okay, you're not going to listen to me. I'm going to shut it all down. If you're not going to take care of me, I'm going to shut it down. That's what my body eventually, that is how my body eventually got my attention. It wasn't until that moment where I woke up and was like, something is wrong. But up until that point, I was numb. I was ignoring it. So it was the Great Awakening. To realize that the doctors were never going to be able to help me because it was mental and emotional well-being. Those were the hardest 5 days of my life because for the first time, I had to face myself in the mirror. So what I had to unlearn is this. I was taught how to survive and how to be a highly functional and effective human being, but that I didn't know shit about emotional intelligence and the impact that it has on my body and health and well-being.